here with the DarkLight and the Bad Guy. Chael just dropped another banger. Let's do it.
And making me happy. It brings me a pleasure when people that believe they're fight fans are forced through evidence to see that the worst part about a fight is the fight. The worst part about boxing, bar none, is having to watch people.
Absolutely. 100%. Chael used to say this, and I'd be like, you're full of shit, Chael. And then I started thinking about it. How much time do I actually watch fighting versus how much time do I actually watch people talking about fighting? And that I watch the talking about the fighting a whole hell of a lot more. All right. Oh shit! Here we go.
People box. The fact that when these fights go down, and these are highly sought after, this is a highly sought after card, it's going to do great. But it will ail in comparison to the buildup. It will ail in comparison. The views of the fight will not be anywhere near what the press conference was, or what the weigh-in was, or what the countdown shows are.
Absolutely, man. And I used to kick back on this point, in my head. I'm like, no, that's bullshit. But if you examine how much time that you watch the fights versus how much time you watch them talking about the fights, I don't know. For me personally, I definitely watch more of the talking about the fight.
Or the interviews or the back and forth or something that Errol Lewani put out or anything else compared to the actual match. The actual match is the most painful. The only thing that killing boxing is having to watch people box. Aside from that, it's great. Aside from that one thing, it's really a lot of fun. And most sports are that way. That isn't a new thing, right? If you took alcohol out of football, nobody watches
football. The fun right out.
And
I don't drink.
I don't think you'll be able to disagree. And if you can, it'll be one person and then the other 100. Right? Think of the people that watch football. And it doesn't matter if they go to the games or if they stay home and they watch at home. How many of those people watch it without drinking? And you might know somebody. You probably don't know anybody, but you might know somebody. And other than that, I just proved my point. Right? It's painfully boring to watch. You ever been to a professional basketball game? Basketball sucks because they'll call timeout as soon as two guys touch each other, right? And then basketball is extra funny because there's always...
Now, I've always said basketball is when it's full contact. Full contact basketball is where it's at. 100%. Street ball, as it were.
A player on the team that's like the team badass, and you'll have the other players tell you what a badass he is.
I know, I can hear you. What you honky ass cracking know about you some street ball? Why? I lived in the hood for a few years. It did me a tour. I know about it. And what I know about it is I can't do it. That's what I know about it.
And all the rest of us are looking around going, every one of you are wimps. If any of you get touched, you fall down and then you get free points. It's just one of these interesting things. But if you ever go live to a basketball game, man, every time there's a timeout, they got the cheerleaders on the court. They got the mascots going during halftime. They got the music pumping. They got some kind of a game. They're bringing little kids out on tricycles, whatever it takes. They're well aware that the sport sucks.
Whatever it takes.
Now, I only tell you this because I get met with resistance at times from people that tell me they're a purist. I don't care who...
And I've been that person, and I understand the sentiment. And maybe you are that person that just sits there and does nothing but watch the actual fights. I mean, I know they're out there. Maybe you are that person.
And what? I don't care about the pictures of his fiance. I don't care about anything. I just care about two great competitors, and I want to go, no, you don't. And if you do, which you don't, but if you do, you don't matter. You don't matter because there's not enough of you to keep the doors open. There's not enough of you to drive a commercial retail enterprise, so you don't matter.
Hey, don't feel bad because there's not enough of us either. And by us, I mean the I mean, I don't know every little thing about every fighter and every fighter's life, but I've been down with this sport since it started. I consider myself a hardcore fan. Um, that is my go-to, and I do watch the fights. I just watch more fights, and especially when when dropping nuggets left and right for us. And I just noticed that there's a lot of tips that Chael drops that kind of aren't picked up on, and that's what I'm doing here.
With that stupid opinion, and as bad as it is, as much as I have to be met with resistance by it, I love the way Misfits has handled its production. Right? They bring out that creep. Who is that creepy guy? That creepy guy, Chris Hansen. And Chris Hansen had his show canceled and then kite a whole bunch of bad checks. Chris Hansen turned out to be a crook, a complete criminal and a crook. And he comes on the stage to clown Dylan Dennis.
Don't know him.
And Dylan called him on it instantly. He said, "Hey, Chris, why don't you pay your taxes?" Chris goes, "Oh, there's another thing that you've got wrong, Dylan." And Dylan might have that wrong. I don't know if Chris...
That's a stage full of liars calling each other liars. That's fucking hilarious, dude. A stage full of scammers calling each other scammers. That shit is just top-notch gaslighting, y'all. Props.
A tax issue or not. I know he wrote bad checks. I just don't know it was through the IRS. I know he's writing them to hotels and rental cars. And I'm just saying, the guy's a crook. They bring this crook on the stage, but the production looked great. Right? They bring Gordon Ryan out there. I really don't quite know what Gordon's participation was, other than to just exist.
Adding clout.
But they brought him out there and he looked good on stage. Then it gets, right, like these are dumb ideas. I don't put Hansen down just because Hansen's a scumbag. I wasn't like taking a willful shot at Chris Hansen. I'm sharing with you, no one wants to see Chris Hansen to the point that his show got canceled. And
who? Once again, who? I'm not quite sure who Hansen is. So someone might have to fill me in on that.
He's a criminal. But they still made it because of the way they produced it and they made it look so good. That's the point that I'm attempting to get at. So they then do this weigh-in. And
coming from the Robin Hood gangster bank robber.
They separate people. There's like even this plexiglass booth, right? That people have to stay behind so they can't get damaged, or so they can't come face to face. So there's no more showing color, no more finding color. You know what that means? No. If you're gonna color, you're gonna color in a match.
I was hoping you're about to explain because I had no fucking clue.
It's a professional wrestling term. Means you're gonna gig. You're gonna take a gig and you're gonna cut yourself. If they'll call it juice or they'll call it.
Okay, thank you, which is exactly what happened with, I believe, with Logan Paul with the glass incident, where he got cut open and stuff. Everyone's talking shit on Logan Paul, saying he don't know how to promote a fight while the whole time saying his fucking name. So, I don't know, you tell me. That motherfucker is using a catfish wedding to sell a fight, and everyone thinks that he's not smart enough to do that or something. And he made his career on catfishing motherfuckers, and you don't think he's catfishing you on this wedding deal? Come the fuck on.
Color. Hey, are we going to add color to this match? Are we going to juice? That's inside wrestling slang for cut yourself. So Woo! I bring that to you because after...
When I was in high school, we had all kinds of motherfuckers cutting themselves too, but it was a whole different deal there. I was too much of a pussy for all that shit.
Logan gigged to the gimmicked microphone and plexiglass, right? Which there's really no way to get together on that short of notice. You knew that the juice gimmick was going to happen. You could already have the room. Anyway, it really doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. The point is they pulled it off. And you get John Fury to go in and begin to taunt KSI. And
Anytime you got John Fury coming in on anything, it's about to be a good fucking time. I'll tell you that.
John Fury's just wonderful. I mean, John Fury he's so great at knowing what his boy can't do, right? There's two things that Will Fury, that his son, right? He's got this handsome.
Is it Will Fury or is it Will Flurry? I don't know.
So he got this one son that looks like a big ogre, but he can whip everybody's ass. He's got another son
I thought it was Timmy.
that looks like a model, but he can't fight. So Fury knows my son lacks in two departments. He can't promote and he can't fight. But he can box a little bit. So John makes sure to get Will Fury boxing matches against guys who aren't boxers.
Chael knows his real name, guys. All right, calm down. He knows it's Tommy Slurry. All right, Hank.
And he does the promotion for him. It should really be appreciated. And the only reason I bring it up, I mean, one, because I really do appreciate John's work. I mean, John was flexing and taunting KSI, then he starts hitting the plexiglass. You don't know how hard plexiglass is going to be, right? You don't know if it's going to break and your hand's going to go through. I mean, your hand could go through it, it could slice an artery. Like, this is a big deal. So he comes in, he tests it out one time. He realizes it's pretty good glass. He starts hitting it harder and harder, and he finally headbutts it. But you have to understand, he doesn't hit it very hard the first time. Like, that's what makes the whole thing great. The whole thing was an artistic production because he felt it out, right? South, see where it was going to move before he started laying into it. Then he starts
like
headbutting.
He was showing you how it's done.
With a hat
the
on.
same way you do it to the glass, and the same way you do it to the ass.
He looks stupid. And KSI doesn't flinch.
Started
Now,
soft, man.
why would he flinch? He's protected in plexiglass. And then, if you look kind of down your screen and to the bottom left, you actually see Will Fury, who is his son, who's in the main event, right? Like, everybody keeps forgetting about that, including me. I'm not positive his name's Will. I worked hard to learn his name, and I'm pretty sure it's Fury. And I'm just saying, like, he has no part in this entire contest, but he owes his father a thank you. Dad looked at him and said, look, there's two things this kid can't do.
Tell them motherfuckers, dude. Roll with it, Chael.
He can't fight and he can't promote, so he just took over, right? He got him guys that it's not what they do, and he handled the promotion. He doesn't do that for Tyson. Tyson's great at beating people up, and he's great at selling his fights.
Like, hold my beer, son. This is how you do it. Take notes, motherfucker. Maybe you can do it next time. I'm not going to be around for you forever. God damn it, boy. Get in there. Tommy, get in there. Show him you're a Fury, Tommy, before I take your last name, you little cunt.
I mean, not for nothing, but you really do got to look at the old man. You got to give him a lot of credit.
Whoop, whoop. There it is. DarkLight and the Bad Guy. Going all in on Tommy Fury.
14-month CD that lets you lock in a great rate and request